your show for everything health and fitness. I'm your host, Rex Stevens, in studio, pinch hitting Adam Melhuse, producer Max Woodcock. You know, we got to change that, Max. You know, I listened to that thing, host Rex Stevens, co-host Paul Derrick. I mean, when was the last time Paul was in here? I mean, it's one out every 10, 12 weeks. And as we talked about last week, you know, act as if. We've gotten used to acting as if Paul's just not going to be here.
Just change the intro to be your host, Rex Stevens, and somebody to be announced.
Somebody to be announced. Thankful this week on a Thanksgiving Eve, pinch hitter Adam Melhuse in studio. Adam, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. Anytime.
Hey, you know, they always talk about the holiday chaos that's out there. The roads, the travel, the hectic nature of everything. Could it have been more quiet in your drive over here? I mean, streets, nobody on the road. It's dark. It's silent. We're talking about quietness and peace this Thanksgiving holiday.
No, it's like a ghost town out there. I mean, it's, you know, just the day before I was at a coffee shop and it's just jam-packed. And then 24 hours later, I happened to be at the same coffee shop just briefly, and it's nobody there. So it's like, wow, where did everybody just scatter like rats? You know?
I know where they went.
Yeah,
they went to the grocery store. 'Cause I made a stop there to get something on my lunch break, and it was just packed. Every line like 5 deep, and I was like, I just left.
Well, the other day before, you know, at lunchtime, I was unfortunately on Los Osos Valley Road heading towards Costco. And it was backed up from the light to turn into Costco all the way back to the freeway. And I just turned around and said, okay, I'll never come back on Los Osos Valley Road pre-Thanksgiving at lunchtime, whether it was going to get the cheapest lunch in town at Costco or the groceries. I don't know what it was, but there was people everywhere out.
Hey, great place to be thankful for, you know, living here on the Central Coast. You know, I think about that a lot. I was looking at a post by Tara Kulikoff, you know, of Pinnacle Training there. Tara's been in here multiple times, you know, acupuncturist, athletic trainer, nutritionist. She's down in Costa Rica, and the thing she writes here on her Facebook is a simple life here in Santa Teresa, Costa Rica. People get up, they walk or ride bikes, they take an ATV to surf, they eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, fish, rice, and beans, smile, say hello. Don't comb their hair or wear makeup, and barely clothes for that matter. Apparently she's liking that. Kids and dogs run free, and it's clean. She says she also hasn't seen any overweight local to this point. And I started to think about it. Go, gee, she's almost describing San Luis Obispo. You know, we're eating fresh fruits and vegetables. You see tons of people on their bikes, people walking around. We got brilliant weather all the time. We don't have a whole bunch of done-up people. This is a really natural setting. Something super to be thankful for is that I think a lot of times we don't realize what's happening in the rest of the country, what's being offered to them, farmers markets, clean air, clean water, great stuff in this town, and something that we need to appreciate on a more regular basis.
No, I know my wife Carly's doing the Facebook November, you know, each day something to be thankful for, and one of the posts she's already put on there was, you know, for the farmers markets and this healthy environment, healthy lifestyle. But it's interesting, you know, because not everybody is, you know, let's say homegrown San Luis Obispo. You got other people coming in, so it's San Luis has influenced them to that lifestyle as opposed to other people coming in and influencing San Luis Obispo to, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's other people come in all done up, you know, want to live the fast life or whatever it might be, but you just can't do that here in town. So you're forced to kind of fit into the slow lane, if you will, and you know, it's awesome. You know, I was always, when I got back from the season playing, you know, just going 1,000,000 miles an hour and, you know, when's the next flight to catch and that type of thing, and get here and just you feel just like the big sigh, I can relax now, and it just slows down so much, and it's awesome. I'm thankful for being here, that's for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. And, you know, I think you hit it right on the head there. Is this San Luis Obispo is like that kind of perfect example of doing what drives your spirit and not being swayed by those around you. You know, you probably saw it in different game plans when you were playing baseball. We see it in different avenues where we go to somebody's house and we just kind of start to do what they do rather than stick to those principles that we do. And San Luis Obispo is a glowing example of that, and probably why so many people are mimicking their changes in laws, whether it be smoking, whether it be, drive-throughs, whether it be what have you, that they're mimicking what these guys are doing here in San Luis to keep this place driving to what makes it great and sticking with those principles and not buying into a lot of that other stuff. Good stuff there. No, definitely. And I think we're saying San Luis Obispo because here's where we sit in San Luis Obispo, but I think the surrounding areas as well, Paso, Atascadero, Templeton, AG, Santa Maria, all those different areas as well. They have their farmers markets, everything else. So I guess I'm just thinking out loud. We're saying San Luis Obispo, but we're not simply limited to San Luis. It's just because that's here where we sit. Oh, not at all. I mean, certainly those surrounding areas really maximizing. We've talked about it before, 7 days a week you can hit a farmer's market. And that's not 7 days a week in San Luis, but 7 days a week in the surrounding areas. What a fantastic thing going forward here. Well, we, maybe a little different show today. We don't usually have time. We're usually jammed up. We got big interviews, people doing remarkable things, and that will continue next week. Next week, we unveil some big news for next year's Slow Marathon. We had that first annual this last year. Samantha Pruitt will be on with a special guest, pretty big superstar in the world of ultramarathon running who's going to be committing next week on the program to the Slow Marathon for next year. So big stuff. And again, for those of you who missed it last year, that thing sold out so fast, especially the half marathon, that be paying attention for the sign-up time on that because you're going to have to get in or you're going to be disappointed because it will sell out again. That is a fact, and you can count on it. But one thing we're going to try maybe tonight, let's see what happens. It is so dead out there, but that might mean that you're all in your cars listening to ESPN 1280, The Ticket, of course, listening to Living the Run and joining us here on the show. And maybe you're going to call in and call in to 805-595-ESPN, 805-595-ESPN. And the only prerequisites we were talking about before the show is you got to give us what you did in your workout today before you give us your gratitude. Tell us what you did. Bang it out. Make it quick. Hey, I ran Madonna. I hit my 5-mile jog. I went to the track. I did what I did gymnazo, as Adam, I think you did today. Tell us what you did. Bang it out. Tell us with some gusto, and then give us a quick gratitude, and we'll try to bang through a few calls here. So again, 805-595-ESPN. But on the line now, as always, we join each week with our nutrition hopeful. She gives us physical aspects. She gives us mental aspects on food from Vert Foods. Virginia Marum. Virginia, thanks for joining us.
Hi, happy pre-Thanksgiving.
Hey, happy pre-Thanksgiving. And the most important thing here, I don't know if you know this, Adam, at Dallas, Texas, one of the great things about Dallas, Texas, best grocery store I've ever been to, Central Market. This place will get you healthy. Good store. Have you been yet, Virginia? Because I know you're in Dallas.
We have not been. It is on our list.
Oh, that's criminal.
Yes, I know. It's horrible. The 25-hour straight drive might have limited my excitement about going to a grocery store. But we are here. We're with family. And, we're all streaming in, so you guys are expanded above South County, North County tonight. You're all the way in Texas, streaming in to multiple people's homes. So shout out to everyone who's listening here in Dallas. I just wanted to touch on, last week we talked a lot about the spirituality and the emotional drive of Thanksgiving and cooking, and it's such a pinnacle time this Wednesday night. Of course the streets are dead. Everyone's in their kitchen stressing out and freaking out about casseroles and mashed potatoes and other things that they're trying to cook. So I just want to remind people that just like when you go for those runs or you do those marathons or you do those things that increase your fitness level and your energy and your emotional drive, cooking's the same thing. It's a challenge for some of us. I listen to the in-laws and other people just use the word hate. Amazing word to associate with cooking. I hate cooking. And it's interesting to me because cooking's what benefits us. It's what brings nutrition. It brings nourishment. It's what brings all the family to the table to eat. So I wanted to give one quick story. There was a yoga class that I partook in, and great yoga class, and it was just fun yoga. We came in, we breathed deep, we learned to meditate, and one day I walked in the club, and we started our practice, and the instructor started playing Dirty Rap, in which we all stopped and thought, what is this music? Why is he playing dirty rap music while we're trying to meditate and breathe? So we all rioted, big 45 people in the class. What are you doing? And he said, I want to remind each of you of one thing. You take yoga to teach yourself how to deal with the stresses of life, how to deal with traffic, how to deal with workload, how to deal. That's why we do this. So you should be able to get through this with all the same practice listening to this dirty rap music above head. And it was such a difficult class to get through. It was my favorite class this day and was also my most hated class. So today I've had multiple phone calls. How do I make this? Oh, my God, my kale salad didn't turn out like your kale salad. What do I do? And I want to remind people, number one, enjoy it. You know, walking up Madonna Mountain for the first time is not always exciting. You get blisters. You can get ticks. It hurts. The next day your calves throb. It's painful. It can be. But then it's just so rewarding in the end. So the chi of cooking, enjoy every moment. Breathe deep. Don't worry if your butter is not perfect. Enjoy the process. Turn on some music. Have fun. Let people make a mess. Don't worry about the perfection. It's Thanksgiving. We're here to be grateful and enjoy the process. So that's been a lot of my advice today to everyone who's called me. Just have fun. Enjoy it. So that was pretty much all I wanted to share tonight was, you know, don't stress out about that perfection. Don't worry about if your pecan pie is perfect. If it gets burned, it gets burned. Take out the insides, throw it on some ice cream. It'll all be good.
Good stuff from Virginia Marum. Thanks for taking the time with us out of Dallas, Texas. Appreciate it. Make sure, though, that you hit Central Market before you leave there. Talk about a spiritual experience. If you enjoy food, that's...
I feel like you want something from Central Market. Is there something particular I can bring back for you?
Yeah, there was these bins as you made that, you know, that second left turn. No, just I mean, it was always a spiritual experience to go there. You know, I know a lot of times people, they may laugh at that, but the reality is as you get into grocery stores, and Max kind of made a mention of it earlier, is that oftentimes they get jammed up. You start to get panicked. You see long lines and things go. I never felt that in Central Market. I always just felt this rewarding creativity. I felt that people were there looking out for you. They were trying to make new combinations of things. Things were fresh. They went out of their way to do things to set the place up in such a way that you're getting some of that chi that you're talking about. So
my shout out to Central Market is when my husband and I got married and we held our own reception. We went there to buy our champagne, and we happened to be in our wedding attire. The manager pulled us aside and recognized it and said, "Did you guys happen to just get married?" We said, "Yes, we've come here to buy our champagne," which he comped and put on the house and bought all of our champagne for us. So, yeah, I love that store as well. They're great people. You stand in those long lines tonight, remember that be grateful to everybody who's standing in line with you. It's like lining up at the marathon. You know, we don't dislike all the people around us. We're excited that they're joining in on the effort and the energy. Be grateful. If everyone's in line buying groceries tonight, it means everybody's cooking their meal at home. So, you know, try to put your iPod in, enjoy the music, enjoy it, drink some water, you know, get yourself prepped and have a good time with the race of cooking. And, you know, again, it's about that gratitude. So let's just stay focused on that.
Thanks a ton, Virginia. As always, we'll check in with you next week. Travel safe.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, I was just thinking, you know, as she was talking there, I was talking to Virginia Marum here on Living the Run, ESPN 1280, The Ticket. I had read Wayne Dyer today, and something that happens to a lot of people as they try to take all these different aspects of health that we try to talk about on this show, you know, from physical to mental to nutritional. Meditation is one of those things that's hard for people, and I think that they can't do it right. And he had a really great quote today that said, "There's no such thing as bad meditation. Anytime you spend in silence is valuable, even if your inner voice is persistent and loud. Don't judge it, just observe it." It's really, really great stuff because it can be a frustrating thing. You know, you hear about breathe in deep, breathe out, get rid of your thoughts, you know, try to get some focus. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's easy to be distracted. And then I think it's easy to get frustrated. And then you stop doing it and you don't see value. And here it is again. And just like she said, hey, you know, you try the pie for the first time, you burn it. Hey, so goes, you know, you try the Madonna workout for the first time, it hurts. So goes. You know, now you try to meditate and it didn't work out quite how you wanted. No big deal. Keep it going. Keep those habits forming such as you make positive change in your health. Max.
Yeah, and I know another thing that she kind of spoke about that I really reflects with me and something I try and preach to me and my friends and my family is just make the most of the experiences and above all, try them. You know, you'll look back on this 10, 20 years from now and you won't remember how miserable you were. You'll just remember the experience. You said, hey, I did that. That was fun. You know, at the time, it may have sucked. You know, like she said, you'll come down from Madonna. You might have a bunch of blisters. It might suck at the time. But when you look back on it in a month, you won't say, wow, my blisters hurt, you'll say, wow, that was an awesome hike.
Hey, green eggs and ham material right there, right? I mean, this is Dr. Seuss at its best. Instead of finding every reason not to do it, just try it. Give it a whirl. You never know what might happen. Hey, we're going to take a break here. Remember, call us here if you're in the car. Do it safely. Of course, use that headset. But call us at 805-595-ESPN. Tell us your workout. Tell us something you're grateful for. Send it in. We're going to talk a little bit later with Athlon Elite, talking about some of those ideas. How do you take these holidays, embrace them, not gain weight, but maybe get fitter? How can we maybe take these holidays to get fitter, make some health habits, and do better? Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Since 1929, Standard Process has been dedicated to providing the highest quality whole food supplements. Their philosophy is simple: to provide nutrients as they are found in nature. Today, scientists are finding more and more evidence demonstrating the benefits of whole food nutrients over high-dose synthetic vitamins. Standard Process's unique products are sold through healthcare professionals who are trained in using whole food nutrition as the first line of defense for the body. Visit www.standardprocess.com for more information or to find a Standard Process healthcare practitioner near you.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
My name is Chris Randolph, and as a local track and field Olympic hopeful, I've been seeing Brian Quigley at Slow Wellness Center to help me with injury recovery during my season. Brian has not only helped me with some very extensive injuries, but has also educated me on the specifics of how my body moves when I compete. His knowledge and touch has helped me achieve personal bests in my competition and has also helped me in injury prevention. Becoming a wellness patient of his has helped me stop my injuries before they start, making time spent recovering shorter, leaving more time spent training for my goals. From injury prevention to wellness, Brian understands the patient and holistically helps them achieve their personal health-related goals. So check out Brian Quigley at peakperformanceslo.com and find him on Facebook and comment a response to this ad and get a complimentary 60-minute massage.
You want to get fit? And I mean really fit? Fit for fun? Fit for looking good? Fit for life? It can happen for you at Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo. Athlon has a 4-week fitness fast start designed to get anyone back on track and moving like a champion quickly and effectively. For a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslow.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you'll ever make.
We're back with Living the Run.
Grateful to be back here on Living the Run, Thanksgiving edition. Rex Stevens in studio with Adam Melhuse. I thought it'd be good to just kind of come out and say thanks to our sponsors on this show. Show was kind of dead last spring. Supposed to be the Ryan Ferran and Paul Tarek show. It's turning the Rex Stevens, Adam Melhuse show, but it's amazing what can happen in 6 months. But thanks to the sponsors for sticking around, supporting us. A lot of great sponsors out there. Standard Process, Ryan Ross Dentistry. We now got Ryan Athlon from Athlon Elite in there. Brian Quigley from Peak Performance Massage. Just a flat out phenomenal massage therapist. Seeing a ton of people and doing some great work. And it's really nice to have these guys coming in and supporting supporting the program. Puma, of course, Judd Clark's been in multiple times, and Puma Aquatics doing great things for kids and getting kids going in health and fitness, which is really a wonderful thing. And so we just wanted to say thanks to all those sponsors and look forward to another great year this next year. Hey, I got this text the other day, and it's kind of an interesting thing. You come into vacation time, Thanksgiving vacation, you start to hit Christmas vacation, you hit the New Year, and a lot of times you see people and it's almost like those folks that come through on the Ironman triathlon. You ever notice this? It's like they come sprinting through the finish line and they get 2 steps past the line and they can no longer walk anymore. It's just like, wait a minute, you were just running a 6-minute mile and now you can't even hold yourself up. I mean, it's just this adrenaline rush, right? And we kind of see the same thing among people as they're coming into that vacation mode and they're working, but they get into this other mentality that's just like, I can't do it anymore. I'm shutting it down. I need this huge break, right? I got to shut it down. And I get this text today, and the word was instead, and I do this kind of funny thing with one of my employees, Jasmine. I always walk in, and they'd made fun of me for a while because I'd say, what's the word? And they'd always never know what to say, and I never even realized I say it. So now I expect a word back, and so the word today was instead. And this quote says, instead of wondering when your next vacation is, maybe you should set up a life you don't need to escape from. And I thought, God, this is brilliant stuff. And it's brilliant coming into this because as we go into the vacation, are we feeling like we need it because we need an escape? And are we really maximizing what we need? And I think that today's show, focusing a little bit more on the spiritual end of things, the mental aspect of health, good stuff going forward, and appreciated very much that text, and get your head wrapped around and getting motivated around. Gosh, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Am I fulfilling those dreams? Am I fulfilling those goals, or am I just going through the motions? And when you just go through the motions, you need these vacations. You are that person that collapses as you pass the finish line. You can't walk anymore.
No, definitely. I'm not going to say for 1 second there's people not out there working hard, and I don't think that's what we're talking about. But it's tough. Even coming out of baseball, something that I did for 18 years of my life, and then it was like, okay, now what am I going to do? And you always hear like, oh yeah, that guy's really lucky because he gets to do what he loves to do, and it's like, yeah, okay, all right, But then for 2 years sitting there going, what is it that I love to do? I just retired from what I love to do. So now what do I, and finding about what you're passionate about and how you can align those interests with making a living. And, it's something that's kind of, as I've kind of run the gamut of things and talked to so many different awesome people in different areas and different fields, and you can totally tell the people who love what they do and are passionate about what they do coincidentally make a really good living at it, and they could care less about it. They're just like, this is what I love to do. And conversely, the people who are just like, okay, what will give me the biggest paycheck? I'll get by and I'll learn to like it. It just, you just can see it.
Never carries over. As I was thinking of that classic quote, I think it's somewhere in the Buddhist realm, if you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. And this is a classic example of that. And what an awesome opportunity to give thanks. I think you said something pretty good there, that your wife is doing a Facebook challenge, 30-day, what have you. I want to give props out to this group that we had and in our clinic doing a 21-day cleanse through Standard Process, one of our sponsors here. And one of the things we try to encourage those people in the 21-day cleanse is it's not just how do I detox my liver, how do I detox my kidneys, my colon, and so forth. It's not just the physical aspect of things, but there's a lot of mental aspects there too. And for so many people, they're trying to get off the addictions to coffee, or they're trying to get the addictions to alcohol or sugar or grains or what have you. And there's a lot of mental aspects to this whole thing too. And so we often encourage people, hey, how do you get on a 21-day more spiritual cleanse, mental cleanse? How do you get yourself to start to take habits? And again, it's not, having to get to some aura of some kind, but the reality of slowing down, changing some aspect of your life to then explore now making positive habits and saying, you know what, the physical does affect the mental. The mental does affect the physical. And almost kind of what you're saying there, Adam, is that sometimes it's almost like people are taking the physical aspect of things and then trying to find the spiritual rather than looking at their spirit within them and then realizing that there's physical manifestations around them, right? And so that's, I think, where you're saying is that if you don't have that thing that you're grabbing on, if you're grabbing onto something physical, hoping for a spiritual change, whether that's happiness, contentment, whatever it is, you're not going to get it.
Right.
It's not going to go that way. It never works in that fashion. So, thoughts to go forward, I think, for listeners. Hopefully, if you got anything to chime in for us, 805-595-ESPN, 805-595-ESPN. But remember, if you are going to call in and talk about a gratitude, give us your workout first. We want one to bang out. We were just talking a little CrossFit stuff in here. Adam, that stuff is tough. When you take the CrossFit stuff, you're combining aerobic with anaerobic. You're combining upper body with lower body. It's a workout kind of like none other, right? I mean, not something that you were doing in your baseball days. Those types of workouts, right? I mean, this is good stuff going forward. CrossFit.
Oh, absolutely, and unfortunately, no, I wasn't doing that stuff. But I wish that the Olympic lifting element to the CrossFit is amazing. I mean, it's so technique driven, and unless you have someone there to kind of coach you through it as they do, it could be really dangerous for one, and very frustrating. And I'm constantly online now trying to Google different things and look at YouTube videos and form and watching some of these guys on the CrossFit and on the TV and stuff, and just realizing how good that is, and just obviously strength is very important with it, but technique is the other thing. So for not only strength and speed, but also for safety reasons, the technique. So yeah, it's a very challenging workout. You can push yourself till you puke, which maybe stop a little short of that, but you can definitely do that with no problem whatsoever. And it's fun, and you see all different kind of walks. So I mean, there's I've really learned there's all kinds of different workouts in different places. I think they're all good. It's just what are you looking for?
I actually have a side note question.
Is puking healthy?
No.
Oh,
my question is, what is it about like excessive amounts of workout that causes you to throw up?
Oh, good. It can be it's very dependent. You can run into a lot of problems. A lot of these people who are overeating before they get in, they get food that's still left in the stomach. They got all this dairy that's sitting in there that doesn't allow that to go through. Some people have more problems in the production of lactic acid. They get acidic and they'll just kind of let it fly, a little bit.
I remember there would always be like once a month during club soccer where we would have a bad game. Sure enough, coach that very next day was like, we're going through the grind, guys. And at least half the team would throw up by the end of practice. And it's just, is there some sort of process in your body that says you've maxed out your exercising for today? This is your sign.
I'm sure fueling up with the Taco Bell before the practice probably
wasn't the best ingredient?
Yeah. The nutrition is such a huge aspect of that. I mean, you look at what we were doing in high school, and you probably saw it in college, but heck, even in the pros. One of my favorite stories was my buddy who worked for the Padres when Larry Walker was playing for the Padres. He said that they'd walk in, pregame, a few hours before, and Larry Walker he was playing for Colorado, I think. And my buddy worked from the visiting locker room, and he said Larry Walker loved In-N-Out Burger. No In-N-Out Burger in Colorado. I don't know if there was, if there still is now, but there wasn't at the time. He said he would get him 4 double-doubles 2 to 3 hours before the game. I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. Professional athlete, one of the best hitters in the league, is just eating 4 double-doubles.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Yeah.
Oh, that's vomitous. I mean, talk about amazing stuff. Max, person to person, it's such a different thing. I've seen that out there too. Some people seem to have that ability to keep the threshold down and be able to tolerate some of the acidic nature of those hard workouts. And some people it just thrashes on them.
I don't think I've ever puked, but I felt very, very dizzy and probably looked pale as a ghost. But I've never felt like, it's right at the, because, I'm a bowl of oatmeal, and a little, dab of honey in my tongue to get some sugars going, and that's good. But I'm very conscious of not just, stuffing my belly full of food and then rolling into a workout. So, Yeah, no, that's not good. But yeah, no, it's to your point about the nutrition. I know the Cubs now have got a nutritionalist, and I think teams are heading that direction, whether they have a nutritionalist on staff or what. But I know some of the either trainers or strength coaches, if they don't have a nutritionalist on the team, the strength coaches will call ahead and say, hey, can you remove the crap, move this, that, and the other, and the visiting teams will remove that stuff. But you see it all the time. I just read an article on USA Today where this pitching prospect, he was, I forget what organization, but he was like their first or second, best prospect in the whole league, and had a ritual of eating the Hostess powdered donuts before and during, in between innings of the game. And the whole article was because, Hostess was going out of business and this and that. So he was saying with his few $1 million signing bonus, he better stock up on the powdered donuts. And I'm just going, oh, man.
His performance is going to be inhibited badly.
Yeah.
He can't stick with Hostess.
Oh, no, I don't have any donuts. I can't pitch. Maybe try something else. I mean, I know superstition and whatever else, that you can, I don't buy it, but whatever. But it's just the whole point, like we're saying, is nutrition. That's something that, especially towards the end of my career, I mean, I would always try and find something that, hey, if I could eat cleaner, if I could somehow get a better night's sleep, if whatever it was, if I could do that and get a step ahead of some of these other guys, then hey, let me pursue that. So I think guys are heading more towards that, but you would just be, your mouth would just be wide open with pizza and wings and whatnot. And in the minor leagues, forget about it, because they don't have any money. So, I wish I could go back and I would have invested heavily in Domino's Pizza with all the travel. It was Domino's and the big old pint of, or liter of soda, yeah, and chicken wings or the cinnamon twist, whatever it was. It was at least 4 out of the 7 days a week. That's what, you'd go in with a buddy on a big old pizza.
It's stunning stuff, that the body is that resilient, to be honest. When we start to look at it, and again, you listen to, this is Rex Stevens along with former Major League Baseball catcher Adam Melhuse here on Living the Run. One of the great things that we've had on this show is we got people that are coming in and giving us ideas and giving us recipes, giving us foods to take some of that kind of nonsensical stuff that really does break you down and make you worse over time.
Can you ever get rid of all that stuff, or is that to stay with you?
No, of course. You're constantly cleaning the system out, but the idea is that one of the problems in today's society with so many people being overweight, the fat cells are more likely to hold on some of the toxicity that's in these products. And so one of the things we got to do is one, we got to stay fit. We got to have more lean muscle mass to fat ratio, okay? But better muscle to fat ratio, it means we're going to metabolize a lot more efficiently. We're going to get some of that stuff out like the body's designed to do. And then we got to start to continue to have a consistency in some of these foods like Virginia's talked about. We've had other guests come on and look at the ways to make our own electrolyte drinks. Look at ways to minimize some of the processed ingredients. And, we talked about a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, the Prop 37 idea. It shouldn't really affect us because if you're not eating a lot of foods out of boxes and if you're not eating things out of packaged things, you don't have to worry so much about the GMOs. And especially in this town, we can grow everything. There's nothing that doesn't grow here, or you just go to a farmer's market where they're growing it. So, we don't have to be concerned about that as much as a lot of the other countries do. But again, we can do better. And when we start to look at our performance, I see things, Samantha Pruitt again, online, Tara Kulikov, some of these people that we're kind of associated with, training others here in this town. They're not just training people on, hey, you got to do this tempo run, you got to put in this much mileage. They're getting people to do the right things nutritionally such that they don't break down or end up with chronic recurring injuries. And this is really good stuff. Good stuff going forward. Well, we're going to have Ryan Joyner pretty soon when we come back, talking about, again, how to avoid some of the holiday kind of nightmare there. And we've talked a little bit more from a thought process. I don't understand why people go in thinking they're going to gain weight anyway or thinking that things are going to be terrible. That's not the spot to go in with their mindset. Go in thinking positive. Ryan can give us some steps going along, too, on how do we achieve that. And, heck, how do we actually maybe get fitter coming out of the holidays? What a concept that is. So back more on Living the Run. Ryan Joyner, Athlon Elite, in moments. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Folks, when it comes to the health of my teeth, I will not compromise, and neither should you. It's time you go where my wife and I go. Go see Dr. Ryan Ross. I get it. Not everyone loves a dentist, and heck, even a few of you out there are scared to death of these offices. Bad past experiences? Well, you ever had a bad haircut? How about a bad meal somewhere? You didn't stop getting your haircut, and you certainly didn't stop eating, so stop ignoring your teeth. Dr. Ross's gentle approach, calming demeanor, and office full of upbeat staff puts your dental fears to rest. Conveniently located in a great little house on Marsh Street downtown, Dr. Ross's office exudes the highest level of professionalism, mixed with an atmosphere much like your own home. Look, nobody's in a rush here. It's not a get 'em in, get 'em out atmosphere. Every time I'm in Dr. Ross's office, it's like I'm the only guy that matters. No distractions, just full focus on my oral health. If you're interested in the highest quality in dental care and want to walk out of the office every time with a smile, call Dr. Ryan Ross today, 541-5800.
Puma Aquatics team offers year-round swim programming for novice, recreational, and competitive swimmers. For 16 years, Puma has developed some of the fastest swimmers on the Central Coast, as well as the nation. Puma has 3 convenient locations to choose from, providing programming for all of San Luis Obispo County. Puma offers swim assessments for new swimmers on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the SLO Kennedy Club, Atascadero Kennedy Club, and Arroyo Grande High School. For more information about Puma Aquatics, check out pumaswim.org. Join the Puma Pride and challenge yourself to reach new levels in your swimming. Puma Aquatics, where pride, passion, and persistence pay off.
The ultimate choice for sports massage in SLO County? Peak Performance. Conveniently located at SLO Wellness Center just blocks from Cal Poly is ready to assist you to reach your personal best. Calling all athletes and fitness enthusiasts. If you're ready to start alleviating symptoms by addressing the true problems, if you are seeking efficient and effective body work, then you can count on Peak Performance. Nagging injury, losing the bounce in your step, pain or tightness keeping you from training hard and reaching your goals? Raise your standards, raise your expectations. Call Peak Performance 543-8688.
Imagine waking up every morning feeling great, jumping out of bed, starting your day, and then energetically getting through the day and finishing with plenty left for the evening. The fact is, you were born with all the tools you need to function optimally, develop lean, strong muscles, and generally feel good, productive, and pain-free. You just need to relearn to use these natural tools, and it's not as hard as you think. Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo has a 4-week fitness fast start designed specifically to get you back on track and moving like a champion, quickly and effectively. And for a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslo.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you ever make.
We're back with Living the Run.
Welcome back. Thanksgiving edition, Living the Run. Talking a little health and fitness, talking a little gratefulness, talking a little how to get that spirit rolling during this Thanksgiving time, and really a giving thanks time, right? And probably one of those things, and we've tried to kind of touch on this a little bit, is not a one-day deal. We got to get into the habits of this being a daily thing, and we've been kind of pushing that about gratefulness with our food, gratefulness with our body, gratefulness for our workouts, our ability to work out. I wanted to share this one thing. One thing that happens a lot for folks is they start to anticipate stress of family. Right? We start to go, gosh, especially when you get married and now maybe do our families clash, or do I have the dysfunctional family? Everybody has the dysfunctional family, right? I mean, it's almost like a bad Saturday Night Live skit that you anticipate. There's Dana Carvey, there's John Lovitz, doing their thing. But I thought this was an interesting thing on not putting your pressure. I read this. I thought it'd be a good encouragement for people. It says you can create your own traditions. Not because what your parents and grandparents did was wrong. It may have been really right and right for them. at that time, but now it's your life. You can create your own way of being in the world because you are you, not them. Look at the legacies gifted to you by your parents and grandparents around money, around relationships, around body image, around holidays, and decide, is this what I want for myself? Does this make me happy, or does it give me stress? If a tradition works for you and makes you very, very happy, then keep it. If a tradition feels like a heavy obligation and makes you very, very stressed, then it's time to lovingly let that relic go. Great stuff, I thought, as we come into these holidays. Don't let those certain obligations stress you out. If they stress you out, let them go.
No, definitely. I mean, this is like you were saying, a stressful time, Thanksgiving and then on into Christmas, with family, financially, all that kind of stuff. So, I try to be very, very conscious, as well as, my wife with her help, of the reason for the season. I know that they have that saying out there all the time, but, especially Christmas and, here Thanksgiving, like a family time, a family gathering, be thankful for the family, each person's uniqueness. It's certainly easy. It's not hard to pick a fight in a family situation. It's right there for you. But if somebody always has a clash with someone else in the family, maybe take the other road. Maybe take the kill them with kindness and see. It takes two to argue. So if you're not arguing and you're just all about affirmation and being positive, and you don't want to take that road. Be the bigger person, be the one to say, nah, I'm not going to do that this year. When we get to Grandma's house, I'm not going to go to Uncle and poke him, and start jabbing on him until he starts, spitting fire back at me. And then here we go. And then all the gals are crying. And next thing you know, the Thanksgiving's ruined, stay away from it, and I don't know. It's just, I didn't come from a big family, but I've heard stories and stuff from friends, and now obviously married, adding on more family, and we get along well, thank goodness. It's only been a few years, so give us time. I'm sure we can get there. Add some kids into the mix here now with Eli and Drew, my kids. 19 months and 3 months. We still got a ways to go, so stay tuned. I might have some good stories later on, but for now, I'm going to make sure that we're just focused on the family and the fact that we are all here together, because on a serious note, as you get down the road a little bit, family members might start dropping off here and there, and you don't have them there to argue with, so you better be thankful that they're there, and just love on them.
Yeah, embrace the moments. That's good stuff. I take this time, real quick to say thanks to the family I'll be with tomorrow. My father-in-law, master chef in the kitchen. I know he wouldn't say that, but the stuff he produces is just flat out phenomenal. And just props to my mother-in-law. It's a wonderful woman to be around. I think it said it best when my partner saw her today, Sandy Sachs, one of my partners that I work with, and he says, "Man, she just looked radiant today." And I said, "Yeah, that's the energy that she exudes, and it's a fantastic thing to be around. It's grateful to be able to be up there and let my boys run wild with them." So looking forward to that. Well, we talked about some different tips. I was even looking at Ryan Hall. Hopefully we'll get Ryan Hall on one of these. Hey, what do you think about that, Max? We got to get Ryan Hall on here. Top marathoner, top U.S. marathoner. We got to get him on the show. He was given a few things on exercise tips on how to get through the season without gaining a little weight, how to stick to the training. I liked he even gave a little Virginia-type tip, saying just enjoy how good the food tastes. You don't have to doctor it up with all this other stuff. Sit, slow down, and enjoy some of that savoring stuff. But we got Ryan Joyner, Athlon Elite, one of the latest sponsors here, Living the Run. We're excited to have him, as always, on the show. And Ryan's going to join us. Last week, Ryan, I know we talked a little bit about some simple tips. You gave some simple tips on how to get people staying fit throughout the holidays. How's it going over there at Athlon Elite? How's that holiday program going? Give a little promo on that.
It's going great. That's one thing people like around this time of year is a low commitment kind of fitness program, and so we have that 4-week fast start. We call it the Holiday Survival Program, a quick 4-week survival program. We've had great response. There's quite a few people getting started, and there's 2 different paths, and so it is handling the people that want a very intense program all the way down to it works really well for people that just want the 1 day a week, pretty simple, just get me started in the right direction so that I can hit the ground in January running, and I thought that works really well too.
Hey, so they can always look on athlonelite.com to find more information about that. Let's talk about this, Ryan. You know, one of the things that's always bugged me about the holidays is this idea that we just need to sit around and watch football all day long. I get it that there's football games on. I get it that football can be fun to watch and there's traditions and things that go with it. But there has to be other things that we can do outside of just sitting and watching football to keep ourselves fit going forward and not just be drowned out. I mean, shoot, you watch a day of football and you're thrashed by the end of the day from just sitting there. It's something I've never been able to figure out. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, you know, and also I'm sure it's cultural as well, but, you know, sitting around watching football sure does make that appetite come back up 2 hours later, and then 2 hours later again, and then 2 hours later again, and pretty soon you've got the Doritos, and you got junk food, and you got leftovers and everything else. And so, yeah, I mean, sitting around for sure is it's fun, and if you're a big football fan, it's fun to do that. And that's why we always say, you know, habit number 4 in our nutrition system is you got to earn your carbs. And so, in order to eat those potatoes and eat those carbohydrates that you're going to have during the Thanksgiving meal, we tell everybody you got to get up and get a workout in first, because then you get those adrenaline hormones going, and your body knows what to do with it. So first off, of course, is get that workout in the morning, and then of course in the tradition of football, you know, weightlifting. Those guys are weightlifters, right? So, and they also have pretty good bodies, which is what most people want. So, you know, weightlifting is an important piece of any fitness program, and prior to Thanksgiving meal, again, weightlifting is going to stimulate that hormonal response, the epinephrine, norepinephrine, to a greater extent than is just simply going for a run or a walk. You know, that strength training effect. Now, you don't have to be doing heavy squats and heavy deadlifts like a football player does, but, you know, doing some push-ups and some body weight squats and some lunges and some pull-ups and some sit-ups, and those kind of gymnastic-style calisthenics are going to create that hormonal response that then you're going to deal with the carbohydrate meal so much better, because the body knows what to do with that sugar now.
Hey, I appreciate that. That's a super exciting point there to me, because it's something that a lot of people just negate is they go to just the aerobic, they don't do some of that strength stuff, and then they also think the strength stuff has to come via weights. But you made a nice mention of that. You hit the push-ups, you hit the pull-ups, handstand push-ups, whatever you can do, but some element of resistance that doesn't require having a bunch of equipment at home to get that system really rolling. Hey, I want to check with you, Ryan, before we have to go. This is a big thing. I got Adam Melhuse in here. Adam has been in the gymnazo. He's now tested out the CrossFit. He's got to test out the Athlon Elite. But what I'm thinking here is there any possibility of getting a competition sometime 2013 between these three groups? We've got to get some sort of training regimen, a few people committed, and get a little competition between these three fitness programs.
Oh, I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be a blast. I'm not going to be one of those competitors.
Well, we got Adam. Adam's already signed up. You know, he volunteered,
okay.
and you know, Paul Tarrick's always is a goat for that.
Oh man,
yeah, Paul's ready along with his 25-mile swim he's got to do and like 100-mile run. So Tarrick's ready.
Cool. I'll take him on my team, and and with his natural ability, I might not even need to get out of bed in 2013.
Hey, by the way, all I signed up for was the softball throw event. That was it. That's all I'm playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, darn it. I'm going to lose that one again.
Hey, Ryan, happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate the tips as always. Thanks for sponsoring Living the Run, and look forward to next week. Again, if you guys don't know about Athlon Elite, go to athlonelite.com or call them at 805-546-6070, 805-546-6070. Ask for Ryan Joyner. Get yourself set up for these holidays and beyond. Thanks, Ryan. Happy Thanksgiving.
Perfect. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
All right. Well, we got closing segments here coming up. We got tips and takeaways going into the holiday season. A couple minutes left. Stick with us.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket.
Since 1929, Standard Process has been dedicated to providing the highest quality whole food supplements. Their philosophy is simple: to provide nutrients as they are found in nature. Today, scientists are finding more and more evidence demonstrating the benefits of whole food nutrients over high-dose synthetic vitamins. Standard Process's unique products are sold through healthcare professionals who are trained in using whole food nutrition as the first line of defense for the body. Visit www.standardprocess.com for more information or to find a Standard Process healthcare practitioner near you. Since 1929, Standard Process has been dedicated to providing the highest quality whole food supplements. Their philosophy is simple: to provide nutrients as they are found in nature. Today, scientists are finding more and more evidence demonstrating the benefits of whole food nutrients over high-dose synthetic vitamins. Standard Process's unique products are sold through healthcare professionals who are trained in using whole food nutrition as the first line of defense for the body. Visit www.standardprocess.com for more information or to find a Standard Process healthcare practitioner near you.
You want to get fit? And I mean really fit? Fit for fun? Fit for looking good? Fit for life? It can happen for you at Athlon Fitness and Performance in San Luis Obispo. Athlon has a 4-week fitness fast start designed to get anyone back on track and moving like a champion quickly and effectively. For a limited time, you can start Athlon's 4-week fitness fast start for only $197. That's 4 weeks of personal training, nutritional guidance, movement rehabilitation, motivation, fun, and encouragement, all for just $197. Take your body and your athleticism to a new level. Go to athlonslow.com. That's ATHLONSLO.com to learn more about the 4-week fitness fast start. It'll be the best decision you'll ever make.
Hey guys, Paul Tarek from Living the Run here. As a former Olympian, there is only one place myself and fellow athletes go when it comes to chiropractic care on the Central Coast. With 4 chiropractors in the clinic, Slow Wellness Center is the largest, most comprehensive group of docs in San Luis Obispo County. I began seeing Dr. Rex Stevens back in 2005 for spinal adjustments to help maximize my performance, minimize my injury, and allow me to compete at my best. When the difference between a win and a loss can be just a fraction of an inch, perfect alignment in all joints is essential. One of the great things about the team at Slow Wellness is no matter where I had an issue, whether it was my spine, my foot, knee, wrist, or shoulder, they were always able to help. This team, made up of Dr. Rex and Molly Stevens, Dr. Sachs, and Dr. Bandolo, is sure to help you reach your health and fitness goals too. If it's chiropractic care you need, go where I go, Slow Wellness Center. Check them out at slowwellness.com or call 543-8688.
We're back with Living the Run.
Hey, a couple moments left. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Tip and takeaway real quick, Adam Melhuse.
Just enjoy the J, enjoy family.
Hey, I love it. Thanks so much to everybody. Tip and takeaway from me, I love this. Instead of working when your next vacation, or wondering when your next vacation is, maybe you should set up a life you don't need to escape from. As always on Living the Run, next week we're going to look to promo something big time. We got a big time superstar for the slow marathon making his commitment next week. We say always on this show, live healthy, live bold, come live the run.